Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to talk to you guys about something really quick. Unconditional love. A lot of people feel that to be in unconditional love is to pretty much be ignorant, of the extremes of any type of person, place, or thing, their condition. Not the case with all things. It's not irrespectable. It's more depending on the person, you know, because what I see through carrying unconditional love within myself or other people, places, and things is that in order for me to really see things as they are conditioned to be, why they function for very specific reasons, I'm able to really accept why it has its place within the world and within the universe. So, like, there's two different types of unconditional, ways of seeing things, based on the perspective of if a person is able to approach how you can unconditionally love or care for someone or something regardless of its differences. So it's like a mother, she sends her baby out into the world. They go, down a path that she warned them about. But she is aware as a mother that her child's going to end up making mistakes on their own, learning from their own experiences. Some things you just got to know for yourself to really have something click in your mind in order for you to understand what person's talking to you about. So that's why some people get curious, like, what do they mean by that? Then you find, like, aha, that's why they told me not to get into this or do that. And and we feel like those are conditions and terms, but no, like, a lot of times it's our own sense of knowing cause and effect. So it's like eventually things catch up to you through cause and effect. And that's how a lot of us, we become aware of that. And so we teach that. We have unconditional love for people. We're able to allow people to be themselves and go out and learn, have that experience for themselves. But it's still within us to try to teach perspective, to teach what happens, or help them come to understand certain paths within their lives that they didn't fully get or they're having trouble with. Wondering to themselves, like, what is this here? Why is this taking place in my life? Is there something I'm not viewing right now? So regardless of their mistakes, we still got that unconditional love to be there for them, to guide them, like a parent would. Because a lot of parents, they don't condone their kids getting a speeding ticket or driving drunk, right? But you're going to say, like, you got to own up to your mistake and go pay your ticket. Go pay your fine. You're going to have to work it off. Just like the rest of us, we had to learn the hard way. So it's like, but I still love you. It doesn't mean I love you any less. It just means that that's a lesson you got to learn. So same thing with people who might have a drug problem or something. Whatever condition they went through within their life, be it trauma, why they use in the first place, it's their own personal life path. We can come to terms and understand certain things, for why they have it triggered in their mind that they need to rely on this as a crutch to feel good about themselves or forget a lot of trauma. But, at the end of the day, it's still their choice. And sometimes what they do tends to hurt us. Like, if they're our own family members, we see them hurting themselves, it hurts us. And we've tried and tried so hard to try to get them to see who they are on the inside, how important their health is, how much they mean to us, and how much we love and care for them. But that's still their choice. That's their life path. That's something that some people don't want to admit or come to terms with. Admitting addiction is hard. So, with that, we just have to understand that piece of information. And, allow them to go off and be where they need to be. And so, like, sometimes people, they have addictive behaviors, but they end up causing trouble in your life. Disrupting things in your own family life, stealing money from you, breaking your things, bringing people around that don't make you feel safe. Or they're always bringing people around, your children, that are not safe, so, because sometimes, people get involved with dark individuals. Like, when I say dark, I mean like people with, malicious intent sometimes, because, through my experiences with, seeing how drugs affect people, it attracts the same with the same energy, a lot of the negative. So it's like, I've seen people go down that road many times, and so it's like, with the unconditional love, we still give love to them and hope and pray that they, like, wake up someday, make a change, if they're unhappy about their life, come to terms with things. We hope maybe one day we'll make amends, with the life path, that went off course, and get things back on track. But it's something we can't force based on that person's free will. So, in order to protect, our own family, ourselves, and, friends from dangers that they may be bringing around, sometimes we have to just allow them to go. Just let them go with love. Our love, our care, and go try to find themselves. So that doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean there's a condition for you to accept their life, their life path. Like, I won't accept you unless you are, sober. It's like, I do accept you, that you're going down this path that is very hard and difficult. But what you need to understand is, you're vibrating on a way that is not showing yourself love. And it's not respecting other people's environment, especially when children are involved. So it's kind of like you're teaching them how to learn to love themselves, have unconditional love, within their situation. And a lot of people, they, some of them that do have addictions, they are aware of that. And they do love people, even if, they know that they have to leave family members, because they know that they're bringing a lot of negativity around. So then they have to use that love in walking away and protecting their own family from themselves, in order for them to go off and find love for their self. In order to heal whatever is broken, and, turn away from drug use. So it's like, unconditional love can be a bit complex. Very complex for some people to fully grasp it. How it can be applied to so many ways of life, pathways. But, it's just, yeah, I think that when you really come into the real true sense of unconditional love, it's understanding, really, the full picture, the whole, everything, and understanding purpose, and accepting purpose. You know, it doesn't have to be all about, oh, lovey-dovey affection, I'll give you whatever you want and need. No, sometimes love is like, let me take this away from you in order for you to learn a lesson. You know, some people call that tough love. You know, because who are we to spoil children? You know, and teach them like, oh, you can always get your way, freeload off of everybody. But no, that's not how this world works. The world requires you to put in the work to get what you want and need in life to survive. You know, so it's like, you know, food don't grow by itself. There's somebody out there that had to, you know, get the seeds, plant them, water it, nurture it, make sure it grows right. You know, so it's things that we teach people, you know, how to do on their own. So having unconditional love has to go both ways by respecting that people, you know, kind of have to let you go on your own too sometimes so you can learn something. You know, it's not because they hate you, it's because they know what they're talking about sometimes. And they understand that maybe you need to learn it on your own, if not from them, from another person. You know, and I've talked about this before a few times on my channel. So, you know, with that said, I don't feel that all people who practice unconditional love, you know, or by terms, definition, irrespectable people, you know, it's not an irrespective state at all times. Some people, they have respect. They look at everything over and over. Re means over. You know, spec means to see. So seeing over things, you know, constantly.